Alright, here with Steve Beever, our coach of Mudgeeraba Soccer Club. First of all, Steve, congratulations on reaching the grand final, taking Mudgee to their first ever finals and grand final appearance. How does it feel?
It's good, it's good. There's a lot of good people down at that club. They've been there a long time, such as your John White and Brian, Dee, Merv. They're all really good people down at that club. So it's nice to see them get a bit of success.
Alright, let's talk about the progress of the season. You started out the season with indifferent form, a bit of inconsistency, nearing towards the bottom of the ladder. You worked your way back up and now you've made the grand final. What are the improvements you've noticed in your side over the course of the season?
Obviously being my first year there, we relied a few on players that were already there, and as them players decided to leave, go to different clubs, various clubs, we were a bit of a rebuilding stage. So we got a few players involved, and we really knew that them players involved early season were only temporary players just to bridge us over that gap. I think 2 weeks out from season, all the reserve grade squad walked away, a lot of first grade players. So literally 1 week before season we're frantically building a bit of a team. But we always have a plan, we always have a system in mind, we always have a set play where we do things. So it's just a matter of biding its time while things come together. So we're always confident in quality of players we got there. It was just probably that first 5-6 games when it were we'd gone from pre-season we were alright and rebuilding again as soon as season started. But as we said, we've got quite a lot of quality there. Alex Morrison, he's phenomenal what he does. There were players that stayed at club like Lee Chiletto, a big shout for Lee, and been fantastic all year. And then people understand what we were trying to do, and once they accepted and understood where we wanted to play and develop that style of play, they did really well. They did really well.
Well, all that led up to the last 2 weeks, 5-2 aggregate win over the champions Murwillumbah. You only sealed your final spot 2 weeks before the end of the season, however you recovered after your 2-0 loss to Palm Beach to absolutely give it to Murwillumbah. How did you see the two legs pan out on the finals?
Last game at season Palm Beach, we were quite aware that a few players were on cards, so it was a game that we'd restricted ourselves to quite a lot of rules that, looking back at it, probably helped Palm Beach. But it didn't take anything away from us because we'd already focused by then, we'd already made 4, we'd already focused on Murwillumbah. We had a set plan of going into Murwillumbah, trying to stifle the midfield, so actually playing a lot deeper in his midfield in the first 45 minutes, which let them come on to us a little bit, stifle the creativity. And I think then second half they just got frustrated, and I think it showed me a lot of players getting frustrated with the coach, getting frustrated arguing with each other. I mean, we got them. There was a point that just 5-10 minutes after half time, we realised we got them. Obviously, after that first leg, we went away 3-0, but we realised they'd come back to our ground and they'd be up for it, they'd give it us. The goals scored is a really good record, so we knew they were capable of scoring 3-4 goals. So the basic thing were to Sean Robinson and Matt Hilton, just go and score a couple of goals. If you can get a goal each, legs finished, which fortunately they did as well. Sean got 1, Matt Hilton got 1. So that made it really hard for Murwillumbah, but no, fair play to Murwillumbah. A really good team all season, probably deserved to be in final, and where they came at us as well at our own ground. Really tough, 90 minutes of really tough football.
Alright, so who were your standout performers for your team over the 2 legs in your side?
Matt Harris, I think, were phenomenal at our ground, made some saves that kept us well in it. I think Lee Chiletto's defending, Josh Davis, there's all 11 players just pulled together so hard, did so well. Yeah, I don't think you could pull one player out. I mean, Sean Robinson's been fantastic all season, playing really on one leg. He's snapped his ligaments in his ankle quite a few weeks ago, and still goes out there, still goes out. He's absolutely everything he's got. So fair play to him. Fair play.
Alright, so in that squad, you've got a few players with some grand final experience who you coached a couple of years ago to a win over Lee Vernon at Southport. But you have a few players without experience. How are you going to manage the team, ones that with and ones without, over this week in the build-up to the grand final?
It's a learning process as a coach. There's some players you need to get behind them and really emphasise that it's a grand final and make them all excited. And then there's other players, if you go in with that attitude, they get a bit nervous and a bit wary of it. I think we're going to, Tuesday night, like tonight, we're going to have a bit of a quiet session, just a run at Mill, nice and simple. Thursday night, we're going to work on a little bit of defending, a little bit on a fast break. But going into it, we're not really going to do anything different. I sat down with a lot of players, and they're quite happy to just do a game day as normal, not put too much pressure on themselves, and then hopefully Saturday just enjoy it. We really want to go down, all club wants to go down, players want to go down, and just really enjoy the Saturday. I know down at Murwillumbah last time we played the semi, it's a fantastic atmosphere, they do a fantastic job down here, and they've got a bit more planned for the final. So I think we'll go down, I think it'll be a party. Luckily, I mean, hopefully we'll come out with a result. But either way, I think we're just going to go down and enjoy it.
Right, so you're playing against Broady, who are playing in their 5th grand final in a row. What are the danger players you see for them?
Every one of them, except Tommy Nielsen. I mean, they're a great squad. Sorry, Tommy. They're a great squad. They're a great club. They've proved, I think, 5 times first grade and 4 times as reserves made grand final. So obviously what they're doing in seniors is really working. They've got 3 great strikers, they've got great midfield. Tommy Boland's been playing a little bit in defence, but I believe he's still a great midfielder. We've got Justin that's out of this world. So I think we've got to take it to them. We're not going to sit back like we did against Murwillumbah. I think we're going to defend really high. I think we're going to push it on to them. We're going to try and get in behind. Play 2/3 up at field every chance we've got. Yeah, and trying to mould them off that way, because I think once they get it up to the forwards, we will be struggling. We've got a good defence, but they've got a good forward line. So I think it's probably better to play a lot higher and defend a lot higher this week. But every one of them's a danger. Every one of them can score, with exceptions, as I said, Tommy Nielsen.
Alright. Well, your predictions for the weekend?
I think Murwillumbah will do reserves. I've watched them play. I think they play a lovely style of football. I think they reflect what first grade have done. I think they're a good, strong team. And first grade, it's a really tough one to call. I've got to be biased. I've got to say that it's Mudgeeraba. I think it's going to be a really close game, probably 6-0 to 7-0, but really close.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Steve, and good luck on the weekend.
Thanks a lot, Dan.